What's good, everybody? It's your boy Charlie coming in from the Hilkiah Show. Tune in.
What's up, y'all? Did y'all miss me? Listen, welcome to the Hilkiah Show, where everyone deserves to be seen, loved, and heard. I am your host, Hilkiah, right? So this past weekend, I was thinking about my mom, and me and my mom had conversations about all the dreams, careers that I ever encountered. And what I came to realization at times is that one thing my mom, my brothers and sisters did was supported me in every dream. When it came to basketball, that failed, but they still supported that shit. When they came to baseball, that majorly flopped, but they supported it. Oh, how can I forget the rapper phase? Y'all, yes. Hilkiah had a rapper phase, right? I was gonna go by 1K Hill. I don't even know why I've been a follower and stuff. But what I realized throughout all those experiences, I tend to ask myself, okay, if you never had the support from your family, would you still chase them dreams? I talked to a good friend of mine that's going to come out in a minute, and he told me that he will continue to chase his dreams, even if he didn't have the support, because he was so ambitious and passionate about who he wanted to become in the near future. He knew what to sacrifice. He knew what to be obedient to in order for all that to play into the act of him becoming very professional and successful with his career. But I tend to ask myself, Hill, would you still do the things that you're doing, even with this talk show, this podcast? Would you still do this, even if you didn't have no support? If Miss Sally across the street, she didn't support. If your mama down the street didn't support. A couple of kids that live down the street from you didn't support. Somebody from overseas didn't support. Would you still be doing this? And the answer is yes, because I am doing what I love. And I love when I can make people feel seen, loved, and heard. But let me ask you guys something, right? If you never received the support, would you ever chase those dreams again? But with that being said, let's bring out our guests, can we? Come on, let's do it. Hey, you go come. Mr. Charlie Collin. Yeah. Appreciate you for popping out today.
No problem.
Man, but
I can't dance,
yeah, it'd be like that, bro. You good. But man, before we get into everything that is going on in this world and also your life, I want to ask you something. And this is very important to me. I take this to heart. Get very sad, emotional about it too. My thing is to you, how are you mentally? And I don't want you to keep it level surface. I want more of a surface where we can both get an understanding. So with that being said, how are you?
Man, I have my moments.
Yeah.
I'm not happy all the time, but I do my best to fight through it and be happy, because I don't want, my family and the people that care about me to worry. So it's a fight every day. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
To have a brave face.
Yeah.
But I just gotta fight through it. That's all I know. I can't stay in the depression or stay stuck in the hurt or the anxiety.
Yeah.
I just gotta, find that light at the end of the tunnel and make my way towards it.
I have a friend, and we only been friends for like a good 2 months. I love him dearly like a brother. And when we first met, it was a thing where we worried about each other a lot. Worried if we was gonna get the job done and things that we took care of outside of this stuff. We also worried about if we was okay, because we were always self-sabotage ourselves out of a good moment that God presented us. And I tend to ask myself, right, with all the experiences that I got to live through when it comes to friends, careers, and etc. Females and all, right?
Right.
Why did I allow myself to attach instead of experience the situations? Most times it's people, we want to hold on to these things forever, but in reality, you gotta let it what?
I let it go.
You see what I'm saying? It hurts sometimes because I always tell people from now on, when you come up to me and ask me how I am doing, I'm gonna say curious. Because I don't know, this world, it makes you question everything. I used to clown my boy right here. I used to clown him a lot, like, bro, why you always thinking big? Why you always on the go? Why you always rushing? And so I really had to sit in the dark last night and realize everything that he do is nothing but the fact. I always thought the way that he rushed, the way that he tried to get through life so quick and try to become successful at this given cost, it hurted. Because I'm like, he never going to understand the moment of a good time. But I wouldn't know that because he never, talked to me about that. And I tend to ask myself, and I want to hear your viewpoint on this. Why do good moments go unrecognized when it comes to the life that you want? Because for me, when God granted me the good moments, I took it for, I ain't take advantage of it. I'm gonna say that.
Right.
Because I wanted to become successful. This shortcut way, any way I could get through to get the instant gratification for it.
Right.
I just never knew why I never just accepted the good moments because of a illusion of me being successful at a given time just that fast.
Right. I think we overlook it because we're so focused on the end goal.
Yeah.
So when you're hyper fixated on that one particular thing, it's easy to not live in the moment.
Yeah.
Because in your mind, I know in my mind, the small victories don't mean as much until I get the large victory. Yeah. So say I meet a celebrity or I do some shoes for a celebrity.
Right.
I'm happy in the moment, but I don't enjoy it. I'm already on the next project.
And why is that? Like, why don't, as people, especially men, why don't we enjoy the moment? Like, I got a friend, love her dearly to this day. She be big on that. She be like, "Here, you don't see the growth that you're doing. You don't see the progress you made." And I'm like, "Nah, I don't see what y'all see because the fantasy of what I created in my head,
right?
That's the growth. Right. That's the end. That's it." I never understood why I do that. I don't know if it's a traumatized thing. I don't know if it's triggering. I don't know if it's anxiety, but I'm gonna figure it out. But I'm listening though.
Nah, I think it's just like I said, man. It's easy to overlook the small victories. Yeah. Because that's not what you're after. Yeah. Like you said earlier about the instant gratification. Yeah. That's tricky. Yeah. Because it can throw you off your path. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It'll make you do things that you normally wouldn't do, or rush. You know what I'm saying? Just because all you're worried about is how it's received versus how well you did it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to get thrown off by stuff like that, but you have to find a moment to accept what you're doing, especially like if you've accomplished something, and sit back and be like, okay, I just did that. Like we have to do that at some point because that's important too.
I tend to think about how an auntie would cook at a family gathering, and she would feel so appreciative and grateful for the greatness she's just created by cooking it for the whole family. Right. To the point where she just sit back and be like, "Nah, I ain't hungry." I always tend to ask myself, how can I be like my auntie at times when I did something that helped people? Because even though I overlook the good moments, the small moments, the moments that help the journey along the way,
Right.
I self-sabotage those small gems that be in the good moments that can create that better moment for me. With the way that we met, through Sounds Club, what's the exact words that came out of my mouth? I said, Charlie, I'm gonna get you on my talk show one day. I told you, hey, because I remember I came up to you very passionate. Hey,
Right.
hey, I'm the youngest talk show host in Louisiana, and you need to customize kids. Hey, come on, hey, let me take a chance on me, take a chance on me. And I always say how God work is funny. It's so funny. I always say God work in a 360 cycle, where the people that you meet will always make their way back into your life somehow, some way, some shape or form. And I just want to say thank you for taking the chance on me, still to this day, to come on my podcast.
Man, no problem, bro.
Yes,
thank you, man.
Yes,
thank you for having me, bro.
And I appreciate that for that. But with that being said, this past Sunday, my step-pops and we had a conversation about social hierarchy when it comes to fathers, sons, uncles, etc. Right? I didn't know that when you have a senior in your name, that means you have a junior.
Right.
He educated me like, he told me if you have a junior Hilkiah, you give him your full name, you gonna be the junior, he gonna be the senior. And I said if an uncle got my full name, he just gonna be the second. And if he have a son, his son can be the junior. But I was like, it never understood until you really just explained to me, right? Charlie Collin Sr. When you officially say, okay, I did everything that I have to do in this life's experience, and you pass it down to your son, do you think that you did enough to set a solid foundation for your legacy, for your name?
I guess I can only answer up until this point.
Yeah.
Because, none of us know what the future holds.
Yeah.
So
how much is that? And I want to steal my own boy analogy real quick. How much is that is true? How much is that is true?
That we don't know what the future holds?
Yeah.
I like to believe that it's a great deal of it is true. Because we don't know how things are going to turn out tomorrow.
Yeah.
All we can control is in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's the only, control that we have in this life. We don't really have any real control. You can control your actions in the moment.
Yeah.
And, up to this point, I like to think that I've laid a really nice foundation for my oldest son and my youngest son, and some of the younger kids in my family. Yeah. My niece, my nephews, my niece. Just because I've always tried to do what's right and work hard and show them what it means to go after something. Yeah. Now, I just started doing this art stuff about 6 years ago.
Man.
But I've always been able to draw.
Right.
But I had no clue that, I could make a career out of what I'm doing now until about 6 years ago.
Do you feel like you customizing clothes is just going to be the all of it? Are you going to branch off and start actually create your own clothing brand?
Yes, I am.
Try to go and start doing movies, selling pictures, art stuff.
I'm really focused on the art aspect of things. I definitely plan on creating my own line. I've already made a few pieces.
Right.
But I definitely plan on really pursuing fashion and creating something that I don't really see out there right now, because people like to be different from everybody else.
Man, I feel it's crazy that you said it, because do you know that everybody in this world feel misunderstood?
Right.
I never understood that. It's like I never understood labels to begin with. Why do you feel like people feel like they're misunderstood? Because in the Bible it says, well, and I ain't even trying to use Bible terms, but I'm gonna use people's term. few are chosen. I mean, few are called, but I mean, a lot is chosen, but a few are called to do great things.
And to relate that to, people feeling misunderstood, I think there are a bunch of factors that go into that. Yeah. A lot of it is, where you're from, the type of people in your life, how you're brought up, what you are taught to believe in. I think all of those things go into deciding or choosing or believing that people they don't understand you. And I think how that relates to fashion is, like I said, to me, fashion is like art. It's an expression. So if I can create something that relates closely to how you feel and no one else is rocking it, then I feel like people will flock to that, because what I'm doing is the perfect expression of what they're trying to say about themselves. And so that's another reason why I plan on getting into fashion and creating my own stuff. And I just like being able to go to a function, man, and I got some stuff on that I made. I think it's cool.
Do that come at a cost of making you very in tune with your ego?
I don't think so, man. Not for me. That could probably happen.
Yeah.
But I've never been that type of person, bro. Like, and I'm not just saying that. I've always wanted good for everybody. Yeah. I've never put myself above anybody. I don't look down on anybody. I just try to be a good person, man, and that's all I can do,
When it comes to me and my life experience, I'm young as shit. But I experienced enough to be able to speak on certain things that occur in the world.
Right.
I know how it feels to want the best for people and sacrifice your time and sacrifice your energy to make them feel love. Had a situation where I welcomed some individuals in, made them feel like home, made them feel good, made them feel superior, right? To the point where I burnt out. Cup got empty. To the point where that cup broke. Yeah. And I started passing out broken pieces of that cup to people. To the point where I lost myself. But like I said, people's not obligated to support you.
Right.
As people, we gotta get that out of our head.
Right.
People, if y'all watching this, people are not obligated to support you, and that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to look at them as an enemy.
Right.
Don't. That's okay. I had to realize that you want to see the best for people, but with all the capabilities that you have in your life, you have to make that useful for yourself before you can put other people on. Talking about I used to give shoes away, give money, give clothes, get food, get almost everything that I have that I own to people to make sure they're good, because that's who my mama raised me to be. Like I said, I love my mama. Right. Like I told you behind the scene, when I say I love my mama, I don't judge nobody.
Right.
My thing to you coming from a loving mother, big heart. She made sure you got
the biggest heart.
You see what I'm saying? The biggest. I think everybody's mom have the biggest heart. At sometimes, at given times.
I feel like that too, man. But just me watching her and the way she's operated my whole life, bro. Yeah. I got receipts, bro. Like my mama did stuff that a lot of other people would probably be unwilling to do for the sake of keeping her family together.
And what people got to realize on top of that as well is that moms do stuff with intentions.
Right.
Their intentions be pure. They don't ask for no obey. I want y'all to get that out y'all head. Everybody who is still blessed and got their mothers, get it out your head that your mom is trying to make you feel like you owe her back. Your mom is not trying to do any of that. She's just trying to make you understand the principles of all that stuff that you are receiving from God. I can say for my mom, she even told me when I get big and I go and do great things that she already knew I could do, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. But with my big heart that she helped me create, I said, Mama, be cool. You know you're gonna get a lot.
Right.
And when she watched it, she gonna look at me like, boy, you better stop. You already doing that. Mother's Day coming up, right?
Yeah.
I had this experience at Sam's Club with this young black woman. And I love my black woman. Ooh, I love my black woman. Ooh, I love my black woman. But this particular young black woman mentioned Mother's Day. Mm-hmm. You know, I like to troll. She said, guess what Sunday is? I said, Mother's Day. She was like, why you say it like that? I was like, I mean, how else do you want me to say it? She was like, you getting your mama something? I said, nah, my mama ain't getting anything from me. She could have thought that I said I'm gonna kill somebody. I said, why you ain't giving your mama nothing? Because that's not my responsibility. I'm not giving my mama anything from Mother's Day. She was like, and you only get one mother. I'm very aware that you're not gonna trick me out my position right away because I'm gonna get my Mother's Day. So my thing is to you, how do you feel about that? People will argue. Some people will argue and say, just because it's Mother's Day, you ain't got to get your mother's. You have to get your mother something, right? How do you feel about that? What's your take on that?
Man, first of all, people can do what they want to do. I stay out of people's business. So I know for me,
I think so.
You know, I'm gonna try if I can to always get my mama something. But my mama is so, man, my mama ain't requiring nothing, bro. Like if I write a note on a sticky pad and give it and put it in my mom and she see that when she wake up, my mama is satisfied. That's how cool and down to earth my mama is.
I got my mama some flowers. I wouldn't say a month ago, right? I'm thinking she's just gonna accept it because you know at times your mama turn off her sensitivity and she become a rough tough, like a roughneck. And I got my mama flowers and she bawled. She started crying. Oh my God, my son gave me flowers. And as a young man, gee, do you know I went in my room and start crying? Bro, and my mama don't know it to this day, but now she gonna probably watch and be like, yeah, he's a cry baby, he's emotional. I tend to.
Nah, that's your mom, bro.
Man,
like, when your mom is happy, bro. Like, man, the world is a better place. That's how I feel, man. And I have a wife, and you know I feel the same about my wife.
Yeah.
But man, when you're able to put a smile on your mom's face,
yes,
and to see it, and it's because of something that you did so small of an act, like you know buying her some flowers and she cries, man. That's definitely gonna make you get emotional, man. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
It's like that seed got planted in my head when she was holding me and she was smiling. Like people don't understand the blessings in the presence of a mother. I don't think we really understand. Like I don't think we really understand that take. Like most people lose their mothers.
Right.
And they come to you and tell you, hey, appreciate your mother, you only got one mother. But I feel like they only use that as a position of their life where they start to feel guilty with the way that they treat their mother.
Right.
Watch out for people like that.
Yeah. It could be that, you know, and it could be them, you know, coming from a real place, man. Because they could have been taking care of their mom and been there for them the whole time, and they pass away, and they're just so hurt and so lost when they leave. They coming at you from that position, like, man, you know, my mom wasn't here long enough. Like, bro, you still got your mom. Do as much as you can to be in her life and do stuff with her, because one day she's gonna be gone. You know, so it could definitely come from a different, you know, place.
It's crazy that you say take advantage of the good time with your mother before it become a loss.
Right.
People don't know that you went to the army.
Right.
You served, what, 13 years? 13 years? You saw death.
Right.
You heard loud pow, pow. You saw, you see all this stuff that a regular human don't see every day.
Right.
And you came out on top as a veteran. Gotta give you that. But let's take this a swing back. USA Army. What made you commit to it?
Man, really, initially, you know, I wanted to. This is gonna be so crazy. I wanted to play football, right? And so my recruiter told me that, you know, I could play football for the Army.
For real?
Yeah, but he didn't tell me all of the stages and the steps that it took to get to that point.
So he
finessed me, man. He finessed me, bro. Like, now I don't have any regrets about going, but initially, that's kind of why I joined the Army, because I wanted to play football and I didn't want to stay at home. And
I want to stop you there. Were you embarrassed about your living arrangements? Was you embarrassed about that? Shame, because most people that come from low poverty, they try to find every opportunity they can to get out their situation quick, fast, and in a hurry without a snap of a finger. Because with my situation, got the opportunity to graduate high school early.
Right.
And graduate with a class that was before me. Mom told me to wait. Brother told me to wait. Sister told me to wait on the college thing. Like, get your money right and then you dish out. Didn't think of it in that nature, right? I said, I wanted to get from out of my environment. I was embarrassed about it. I was ashamed about it. I don't know why, because it was a loving environment. You see what I'm saying? Decided to take that risk and go to Missouri.
Right.
Had the best of times. But you know what kind of killed that spirit? Was that I wasn't set financially.
That'll do it.
You had the experience to be financially free when you went to the Army, but
I wasn't financially free.
You wasn't? Oh, elaborate.
It was still a struggle, but it was manageable, because, you know, when you're in the Army, you first join the Army and you get to your duty station, you know, your schedule and your life is pretty much planned, you know, every day. Like, and they had a dining facility, so you always had something to eat, and you had a roof over your head and a bed to sleep in. All of the things that you actually needed to survive were provided to you. Now, anything extra, you got paid, but when you're young and you don't know any better, most people, I know for me, I had no idea about finances, and you know, so you would get stuff and just run through it without thinking about what you got to do next week. You know what I'm saying? So I won't say you were financially free, but what helped was they made sure you could eat and you had somewhere to stay.
Sometimes I tend to ask myself, Hill, when that recruiter came up to you that day and tried to convince you to go to the Army and listen to the Army, and say we're gonna throw me in a situation. I was say I'm depressed, life ain't going my way, everybody in my circle treat me wrong, I don't feel like I'm loved. Say I take the chance, right? Without no knowledge of what I'm getting myself into. Would I have been disciplined enough to keep going? The reason why I ask is because I'm gonna keep it real. And I know it's cliche to say, but like I said, I'm not embarrassed nor ashamed to admit it. I didn't have my real father in my life. I think about this to this day. When he pulled that knife out on me, it crushed me as a man. I still remember that. But I love you. If you watch, I love you, boy. I love you. I don't know if I'm assuming you had a father.
Yeah, I have a father.
You have a father. So, with the relationship that you had with your father, right? Was it any like connection, or was it any say so that he had in you going to the Army?
Heck yeah.
Oh, he wanted you to go to the Army?
My dad basically convinced me to join the Army. Like,
he felt like, what did he feel like he was lacking as a young man?
It wasn't about discipline or anything like that. It was more so about opportunity.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He was just
branch off.
right. It's like as far as he knew, joining the army meant that I would have a good life. That's as far as it went with him, and that's all he cared about.
Yeah.
So when the recruiter came to talk to us, he talked to my dad more so than me, and my dad was buying into everything he was saying. I was a skeptic.
Yeah.
But my father was like, man, the recruiter say you still be able to play football and this, that, and the third, and blah, man, you need to think about it, man. So he was on me like that. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I took my ASVAL. I scored like a 70, which is good because I was able to pick my job title.
Yeah.
I knew that I didn't want to do anything that would, have me out there shooting at people and just, I didn't want to be an MP. So I picked my job and I wanted to do communication. So, because I didn't want to go outside the wire if I did get deployed.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, when I got deployed, I still was outside the wire a lot.
What's outside the wire? If like people that don't know.
Okay, so outside the wire means you're leaving your base and you're going out into the city where all the bad stuff happens. Yeah, so I was the lead vehicle on my convoy team.
Okay.
And usually the lead vehicle or the last vehicle are the ones that get hit the most. But I had to do that. That was my part of my job and what I did in the Army as far as communications go. So we had to take equipment to different places and we had to get it there somehow. So that's how we did it.
You got a cousin that went into the Army as well. Y'all very disciplined. Y'all stay on that. Y'all have a sleep schedule, and y'all wake up at a given time every single day.
Right.
Why do y'all wake up so early?
Man,
yeah, it's like y'all wake up at like 5. Like
it's like if you the morning you do it so much.
Yeah.
While you're in, it becomes like a part of you.
Second nature.
Now with my schedule, I don't really follow that schedule anymore because of how I paint.
Yeah.
So my sleep schedule is very sporadic. And it's just all over the place because I'm usually up very, very late painting. Man, sometimes I'll get off work, I'll go home, I'll paint, and I'll paint all the way until the next morning, take a shower, put my work clothes on, go to work, get off, come back and do the same thing all over again. I can go 2 or 3 days without getting no sleep. That's not good, but that's just how it happens sometimes.
Before I ask you this, mom and dad, which one of them was like good at drawing or painting, right?
My dad, I don't think he was. I won't say he was good at painting, but he was very creative. Yeah, he built stuff like little race cars and
he still can get down to this day.
He be trying, man. He don't got. I don't think he got like the. He got a short attention span now, I think.
Man,
like, so he'll start on something and then he'll be like, man, I ain't,
Yeah.
But he always means to get it done. But, sometimes he'll just sit down and be like, man, I ain't finna mess with that right now. And then I always be messing with him all, and tell him, man, he need to don't leave that alone. And he'd be like, man, I'm gonna finish my car, man.
Yeah, facts. The reason why I ask is because if y'all don't know, he customized things such like sneakers, clothes. He'll probably even customize your car. I feel like
whatever paint or stick to,
yeah,
we can work something out.
Facts. Was it in your glory days with football? Was it in the Army? Or was it when you kind of became a veteran in the Army, you started having more free time? When did painting or designing things become a passion for you?
Man, it was actually after I got out the Army.
I wanted to assume it, but I was like, nah, let me just ask it.
It was after. Actually, what happened was I was off from work.
Yeah.
I had hurt my back, and I was on like medical leave. It's better, it ain't gonna never be 100%.
Not bad people say it. I'm gonna break that back.
But and I was at home and I was bored, and I was like, all right, I need to do something.
Right.
And so it started with me. I don't know if you know what plastic dip is.
I know.
But it's like a substance that you can spray on your car and it becomes like rubber.
Right.
But you can peel it off. So I painted my truck with the plastic dip. And I was like, this is cool. And then I rode around with it for a little while, and then I was like, I want to do something else. And so I started painting my car, my truck, like never done it before. I sanded it down. All of the steps that you take to paint a car, the difference is I use rattle can paint instead of like normal paint with a gun.
Right.
And my buddy, my bro Marcus, who did my arm tattoos, we were talking all the time, and then the next thing I know, he painted his Mustang.
Right.
It was yellow and black. It came out fire. So I was like,
black and yellow.
I say, man, he kind of pushed me. I was like, man, I gotta do it now. We've been talking. He did it. So I was at home one day, and I took the sandpaper, and I just scuffed up my hood. I was like, I gotta do it now. You know what I'm saying?
As people, we talk about no better yet. We go through the build up as people, right? To getting closer to whatever purpose it is that we want to do pertaining to a career.
Right.
You went from riding around something that you just scraped up to saying, okay, I want to do more. To seeing your homeboy car black and yellow, I want to do more. And to the point where you said you saw that and you did accomplish that, but you wanted to do more. When did you create this mentality of, oh, I can take over this? Because as I can tell right here, from the boots to the pants to the shirt to the hat,
the pants was my son. He created these.
Also, your son.
Yeah, my son. That's in legacy. I got a son that's in college at LSU.
Word.
And Charlie that you talked to at the store.
Oh yeah.
And this is his brand. Him and his buddies.
Charlie, you getting down like this, bro? Hey, you was trying to. I like how you threw the oop off the backboard to your dad, but I gotta have you on here too, my boy. I gotta have you. Where
it's crazy. He'll be here this weekend. Actually.
Nah, that's hard. That's hard. So because you said you went nights where you ain't get no sleep.
Oh yeah,
you was hungry.
That's regular.
You was hungry. You saw everything as, I gotta eat. Then you got kids. Babies gotta eat. Fish swim. Birds fly. It was a mentality where it's like, I gotta get it done.
Right.
I gotta get it done. And when did you allow that mentality to come into play for you? Because you've been married for 21 years. People don't understand how important that is when it comes to love, period. Having somebody that's by your side to help you get where you have to be. Most people are in relationships that they don't want their significant other going to chase a illusion or a career or a dream that they got fantasize. They want them to get like a 9 to 5 so we can keep the lights on and struggle.
Right.
You having a leading lady in your life, and you having this big old career that you knowing that, by the way, he gonna be successful. By the way, you gonna see. And when he come back 10 years or 15 years from now, come watch this and go. He gonna be successful. But when did you know not only you was on board, but your wife was on board, your kids was on board, everybody was on board? Was it that viral video you went when you did Rambo TV, or was it?
It was actually before that, man.
Oh wow, elaborate.
Yeah, it was in the beginning stages when I told her this is what I wanted to do, and she started progression. You know, I got some shoes I'll show you later. How it started. It wasn't pretty,
man.
But man, she just saw I never stopped doing it. You know what I'm saying? I kept doing it even when I got frustrated.
Yeah.
When the paint wasn't laying down right, when stuff just wasn't turning out right, I never stopped doing it. And I think it was at that point she could kind of see that he's serious about this. She never held me back from doing any of it. I always been supportive, and I thank her for it. I appreciate it for sure. My kids, my kids influenced it. They got me into the custom sneaker thing because I had no clue.
What that was?
And my son showed me. It's a guy named Serato. He lives in Baltimore, and he's a sneaker customizer. Well, he does a lot of stuff, but that's how I found out about him. He was doing it for all the NBA guys, like movie stars. Like he's amazing.
Man.
And when I just sat there one night and just watched just a bunch of his content for hours, and I was like, man, I want to do this, you know. And then I just kind of started small, and messed up a bunch, and then people started kind of recognizing that, okay, he's getting a little better. I might want him to do something for me. And it just kind of went from there to where it is now, you know. I've done stuff for a bunch of people, and I've done some, you know, quid quo pro type work, like just, hey, you do this for me and just post my stuff on your page, because I know how the game goes, man. Like, you know, nothing's free.
Most people say the bigger you pay, the bigger the play.
I don't know. I haven't experienced that yet, man.
I haven't.
Nah, I wouldn't. I can't really speak on it, because I don't even charge what I probably should charge. You know.
Do you feel like your big heart stops you from doing that?
I think so. I like to make people happy. So the looks that they have and the reactions that they have after I give them their shoes back, you know, that's like that means something to me. And you know, it's always, you know, an affirmation that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And that's like my biggest thing. And I know at some point I'll probably, you know, get over that part of it and charge my worth.
Yeah.
But I just like when people are happy.
As people, we tend to be people pleasers, right? Everybody. The analogy I was telling you off camera, I'm gonna tell you. That's okay if I tell you?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Think about it. It's me, it's you, it's him, and it's Donald Trump. Jeff Bezos, Epstein, any billionaire you want, any billionaire, right here, right? Let's say some kids is fighting. When it comes to you, me, and him, be honest, what we gonna do? Right? We're gonna break up that fight because that's in our what? Nature. But guys like that 1%, the wealthy people, guess what he gonna do? Hey, nah, chill, bro. Chill. Let them fight. Better yet, let's turn it up a notch. Fuck, I'm hungry. Let's turn it up a notch. Go get Sally. I'm gonna go get my boy Caden too. I'm gonna go get Adriana over there. I'm gonna go get more people. I'm gonna go get more people, and we're gonna make a big bet. I want to put some money on.
All right.
I want to win. I was telling him about this. You know what separates the 1% from people pleasing? They set the tone and take their feelings out of it.
Yeah. They don't care to please people.
You see what I'm saying? It's going to get to a point in your life with the career that you have in the mindset of who can come and who cannot come when it comes to your career. My thing is, are you ready to accept what comes with this career? Sometimes it's going to come with disagreements with the people you love because they're not going to understand.
Right.
They understand now because it's all level surface. But when it comes to this delusion of, y'all don't understand how big this going to be.
Right.
And they not. Had a friend of mine tell me, and I hope, and I pray to God, and I hope you're watching this, says, you keep going. But she tell me about her singing career, how people don't support her. It hurt her to the core because they don't understand. She feel misunderstood at times. Right. When I tell her take her feelings out of it, take her feelings out of it and keep moving. But it's hard for her to understand because that's her environment.
Right.
My things to you is, if you came up in a different environment than what you got brung up in, do you feel like you will still be on this path of creating this greatness?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. you know, where you come from shapes who you become, in my opinion. So everything that I had to deal with coming up, you know, good, bad, or whatever, has played a role in making me who I am now. So I am proud of coming from what I came from, you know, like coming from poverty and coming from not having a lot. I'm proud of that because it makes me appreciate what I have now. And those are the types of things that I've tried to instill within my kids, who've never had to experience what I went through as a child and a young a teenager. They don't know anything about that type of struggle and the things my mama had to, like how hard she had to work to provide for us. They don't know nothing about that, and I just try to beat that into them, not physically, but just, you know, instill within them that, hey man, be thankful for everything you get. You know, don't take anything for granted, because you know there's some people out there that don't have this and never will. You know, and I was one of those people. And you know, I do what I do and did what I did in order for your life or your lives to be easier. You know, that's a gift and a curse. Because I'm a firm believer that, you know, obstacles help make you a strong-minded, you know, individual. And so I've tried to still create obstacles for my boys so that they don't take anything for granted. They know that hard work yields great results, and that's kind of how I operate with them.
You grew up in poverty. We all know it comes with the cost of what? Low income.
Right.
It's something that I did research on about you when you are making these deals with these people when it comes to your customized abilities. And it says you require full payment up front.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? As growing up, I had crazy trust issues to the point where it triggered me at times because I didn't know who was real enough to kick it with me in my circle. That's why I had got this skill set of lying a lot. I'm not gonna lie, I used to lie a lot. Coming up, I ain't gonna lie. When you want to be like your peers, you gonna lie. I used to be that cat that used to be in junior high, middle school, and be like, my mom said I can't bring my phone to school. I ain't gonna lie to you. But why, as a man, do you require full payment up front before you even do any work for anybody?
Man, it's real simple, man. People don't always have the best of intentions.
Facts.
And I've been burned a few times by, you know, doing work and then not getting paid for it. And that, to me, you know, requiring the full payment up front. And also, like, just in case I need to, you know, get some extra things, like if I need to go get some equipment that I'm gonna need for this particular custom that I don't have, like that basically helps me get that stuff for that particular custom. So 90% of the time, man, the money that I charge them, it doesn't all go to me for doing the work. Like, I use it. You know what I'm saying? But I do this to keep everybody honest, man. And you've seen what I do. You reached out to me, so in my mind, you know what you're gonna get in return. You know what I'm saying? You haven't gone on here and seen that I screw anybody over or I've messed over anybody with what I'm doing. So I think, you know, that's a way of people being able to trust that they're gonna get something great back in return. And that's kind of basically why I do it. Now, is that negotiable? Sometimes it is negotiable. You know, you may not have all of it at once, or you may not feel comfortable giving it up all at once. And sometimes we can talk about that, you know. But for the most part, you know, I need that before I do the work. You know what I'm saying?
Here on the Hilkiah Show, we have a segment called Finish the Sentence, right? I throw a sentence at you, and the one thing I want you to do is finish it. That's okay?
All right, we can try.
I bet. Art became my outlet when
my son showed me a picture that he drew.
Man, take us down memory lane for a second.
Okay, so my youngest son, Bradley, he drew this mask right here, right?
Right.
And I didn't know he could draw at the time, so I'm actually like
That's hard.
amazed. I'm like, dude, you drew this?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah. That picture prompted me to get my LLC.
Wow.
And actually start my business. That one picture, because I was so enamored with it and I could not stop thinking about it. Like I sat there and I just looked at that picture like, dang, my son drew this. And he kind of got all of that love and that passion for art, rejuvenated it and got it going again just from him drawing that picture. And so I took the picture and I kind of touched it up. And then I actually created a logo. My very first logo was that picture.
Wow.
And it just grew from there, but my son kind of got me back into it.
Don't move. I just said don't move because we love you. We all love you. But don't move. The Hilkiah hot seat is up next. Let's do it. What's up, baby? You know it's time for the Hilkiah hot seat. You know it's time for the Hilkiah seat. You know it's time for it, man. Y'all know it. And with that being said, all right, it's time for the Hilkiah hot seat. No, I'm just playing. All right, it's time for the Hilkiah hot seat. This is where our guest, Mr. Charlie Collins, singer, gets real, gets raw, and gets unfiltered. Man, I'm about to hit him with 10 true or false statements, but the catch is, Mr. Charlie, all I want you to do is be honest, man. We cool with that?
Yeah.
Let's do it, baby.
Let's go.
Number one, true or false? The military the military shaped your discipline, but art saved your mind.
True.
Want to explain?
I think the military made me who I was. Well, it helped. I was already pretty mature as a kid, but the military made me confident in my maturity. Like, it made me confident about the way I carried myself. And art kind of just brought that passion back into my life that I was missing. And nothing to do with my family or anything like that. I just was kind of lost. I didn't know what I wanted to do when I got out. And when I started back doing art, I found that it was like a space where I could go even when I'm feeling some type of way, and it actually made me feel better. So art definitely helped me get through a lot of rough patches.
Number two, true or false? You've had to unlearn parts of yourself after leaving the Army.
Right. True.
Want to explain, or you good?
Well, it's a way that you have to be in the Army, and you can't be that way all the time.
Yeah. In
regular civilian world, like I can't be going crazy on my kids the way I could on my soldiers. So you have to unlearn like that part of it. But I was a pretty cool NCO though. I think my soldiers will say that.
Yeah.
I didn't go crazy on them too much, but I had my moments.
Wow. Have you ever been a recruiter?
Nah.
No. Well, man, my mind started to kind of twinkle itself back, because I remember school at this high school I was going to at the time. I remember some recruiters, and I thought that was you at first. I was like, hold on, am I interview a recruit that tried to get me to go to the Army? Oh my God. No. Number three, true or false? People see the art, but they have no idea what you've been through mentally.
True. I mean, how could they? They just, the majority of them, they just see what you're doing and they're like, hey, I want this. A lot of people, and it's no knock to them, they just don't care about what you have going on or what you've been through. All they know is you do something that they want. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but they don't know.
Number four, true or false? Requiring full payment up front isn't just business. It's about respect.
True.
Want to explain? No? Good.
Oh, it's fine with me. I just think that I think that me, requiring full payment up front, I feel like it's a sign of respect because you respect my work. Like you've gone out your way to reach out to me, so you obviously seen what I do, and you like what I do. So that means it has value. And if I'm requiring a payment up front or whatever the payment is, I don't feel like there needs to be any explanation for it because you see why. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to sound cocky or arrogant or anything like that, but you see, the type of work, what I put into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't just, I try my best to put 100% effort in every project that I do, so that when a customer receives their stuff back, they can't do anything but smile because they're happy with what they get.
Number 5, true or false? You've dealt with people trying to undervalue your work.
True.
I'm gonna let you speak on that because that kind of hit you a little different.
Man, I don't want to. I'm not gonna speak too much on it, man. But there have been individuals that I've done things for, and they don't keep their word. That's like a big thing for me. Like, if we talk about this and you agree to do said thing, then I do the work. And I've even purchased the shoes, did the work, delivered the shoes 8 hours, or 6, whatever. Like, I don't mind doing that stuff. But I've done all these things, and we've already agreed that you would do said thing. And then when you get the shoes, you go back on everything that you said. I just think that's so fucked up, man. And to me, that's disrespectful, and you're devaluing what I've just put so much effort into doing.
I consider him as my brother now, right? I tend to talk to Caden at times, and he come through. He sacrificed a lot and come through for me instantly. Every second. Caden. Hello, Caden. Come through, right? I tend to worry at times when he tell me, so when it's my time to call you, you better come through exactly how. He don't know it, but I'm gonna say it because I've never been embarrassed. We probably gonna talk about this when we leave. But sometimes I be scared if I ever deliver like he delivered for me.
Right.
Cause I never been that type of cat that kind of like tell somebody my word and then go back on. Nah, I'll go through with it.
Right.
Even if it hurt. Shouldn't be scared. But hey,
you shouldn't be scared, man. If that ain't never been your character, then there's nothing to fear.
Number 6, true or false? Your art is a reflection of things you don't always say out loud.
True.
Okay. Number 7, true or false? It's harder to stay consistent as an artist than people think.
True. And I say that because, man, it can be a lot of pressure trying to deliver. And I put a lot of pressure on myself because I always want things to be dope. If I'm doing it, I want it to be dope. So when you get them, you just smiling from ear to ear, and you're just so happy with what I've just placed in your hands. And so,
who is your icons when it comes to artists or fashion? Who is those icons that you be like, yeah, they're gonna always be my top goats when it comes to it?
I don't know. It's probably like a bunch of
90s,
regular
2000s. Which one had the flyest era, 90s or 2000s when it comes to those?
Bro, I don't know because I was never into fashion or any. I was so tunnel vision when I was a kid, man. I didn't care about shoes or I didn't care about any of that stuff. And the people that I watch now, they're like regular people who are you know, a level or two above me, and I'm mesmerized about what they're accomplishing. Like regular artists like me. There's this guy. His name is the Shoemaker. I think he lives in Atlanta.
Shoemaker.
I watch his work all the time. He's dope. I got a friend that we've never met each other, but we like really cool. His name is Elite Feet. He's in Atlanta.
That's all right.
That dude is dope, man.
It's like it's hard.
His stuff is elite. Like it's him. It's Caddy Customs.
Yeah.
There's a female named Bree in Denver. It's another female that I follow. I forget her name. I'm sorry. But she does dope portrait work, man. And it's a gang of us. I consider them, you know, my peers, but they're just doing great things, man. And I find joy in watching them level. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I am with it, man. Saya. I don't know if you know who Saya is. His name is Devin Carter. He's out of California. He has his own black-owned sneaker company. Killing it. I'm talking about killing it, bro. When you get a chance, I'll show it to you.
They appreciate it.
Killing it.
Hey, shout out, bro. If you watch this, shout out to you. Keep doing greatness. Number 8, true or false? You feel like your talent deserves a bigger platform than it has right now. I want to see what that ego talking about.
I feel like my platform needs to be as big as I make it. You know what I'm saying?
What does that mean to you?
It means that I need to put forth the type of effort that is required in order to have that bigger platform. You know, there's some things that I don't do that, you know, the other artists are doing regularly, like posting, and I don't do that regularly like I should in order to constantly attack the algorithm and get picked up, you know, and that's on me, you know. So
I think you just gave me some advice for today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think you just gave me some advice for today. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, man. So I gotta put the same effort in to what I want as well. So, and it's happening organically, and people are tuning in and starting to see what I'm doing. And I just think it's going to continue to grow, and I'm going to keep putting my best foot forward in search of it.
Number 9, true or false? You've had moments where you question if this path would really work.
Yes. Many moments.
I'm listening. Which one of them really stood out?
Man, really, it was really after I, you know, did something for a person. I'm not gonna say their name, and you know, we had a great conversation. We got some great content, and you know, they didn't keep their word, and I was for some reason I was very discouraged after that. I was like, dang, why people keep doing this to me? Like, you know, I'm not a bad person. You know, I try to do right by people. And we talked about it, you know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't even be happening, you know. I was very discouraged after that. But, you know, my wife, my kids, my boy Justin down at the closet, my brother, like everybody I talked to about it was like, wow, man, keep on doing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let them change who you are. And I give that advice out a lot too when people go through things and they are in situations where, you know, it kind of, that character is challenged. You know, I say, no, just keep on what you're doing, you know. Don't stop being who you are. So I try to live by that.
And number 10, true or false? You're not just building a brand. You're building a legacy for your family.
True.
Take us out.
True. I think that these pants right here is evidence, you know, that I'm building something to leave to my kids. Because I didn't ask my son to do this. He saw me grinding. He saw me putting in all this effort. He saw the late nights.
Yeah.
And he decided that he wanted to use his ability to be creative to create him a brand. And my youngest son, he paints as well.
Yeah.
So I think whether or not they do things in fashion and art, me witnessing them do the stuff that they do now, I've already felt like I've laid the foundation, you know, and that makes me, you know, proud of what I'm doing.
And that's a wrap on the Hilkiah Hot Seat. Big shout out to Charlie Collin for bringing the energy and keeping it honest. If you're loving this conversation, make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment, and share the Hilkiah Show with someone who needs to hear this. We'll be back. You know what? We will be back in 10 years. All right.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Jeter, proud owner of Enoch's A Cafe, located at 504 Brest, directly behind Enoch's Pub. Here at the cafe, we serve all kinds of different beverages, smoothies, milkshakes, teas, loaded sodas, and of course, coffee. We also serve a wide variety of food, including wraps, breakfast burritos, New Mexico style breakfast burrito being the big one, and more to come. We also serve baked goods by Good Measure Baking. So come in and see us. We are pet friendly, wheelchair accessible. We have a textbook, legal book library, a kids area, nice patio outside. Come relax on. Enoch's is also open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Make sure you come see us, drive through, or come inside. We'll take care of you.
Yeah. Man, I enjoyed you. Thank you for popping out, man. I appreciate you, bro. But like I always tell all my guests, man, as we come to a close, I'll leave you with one final question. If you can describe this world in just one word, what would it be? Because for me, I would say lazy. No, just playing. Just playing.
Man, honestly, I would just have to say chaotic.
Wow.
Man, there's a bunch of misinformation out there. There's a bunch of people just seeking inclusion. They seeking something. You know, they want to be loved, and they want to be loved so much that they're willing to sacrifice they're willing to sacrifice their morals and beliefs in order to fit in. And I just think that the vast majority of us want to be put in positions where we can take care of our families and live a normal, boring life. I really think that's what's going on, and there's so much chaos being sown from, you know, all avenues, that people are confused and they don't know what to believe and what not to believe, or who to follow and who not to follow, or what cause to join in on. There's just so much stuff out there, nobody can really narrow down what it is that they want to be a part of. And so, you know, I would just have to say that, you know, we should probably, myself included, take a step back and just reevaluate what it is that you want for your life and for your family, and then take the necessary steps to walk in that direction. And you know, don't get too hung up on what's going on in the current, and focus on what's coming. You know, because I feel like that's the only way we'll be able to move towards our purpose. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it.
Thank you so much. Not for only joining me, not for sharing your story, but your presence itself alone. What you walked up in, when you walked up here, I was like, oh, there you go, there go that dog, man. It's like you get aura off of certain people. You got aura. You got aura. I want that aura. Appreciate it. But thank you so much for all that. If you're listening or watching, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and stay connected for more inspiring conversations. Remember, no matter who you are, where you are, or what you're going through, you deserve to be seen, loved, and heard. Until next time, this is the Hilkiah Show. Now, you know what? I gave Caden some grace, right? We decided to split ways and be distanced from each other for a couple of days. It crushed my heart. It crushed my spirit because I'm like, Caden, my bro, dog, we kick it 24/7. And he ain't pick up my phone calls or none of that. I thought he was over with. They gonna have the audacity to text me after blue talking about some, I'm sorry, I just been busy. I was like, man. But I gave him forgiveness, but I'm gonna add him. I'm gonna say, this is the Caden Show. We're gonna put in a small print. This is the Caden Show. This is the Hilkiah Show. Signing off.